Welcome back to this week of Galactic Reviews. This week it was my choice. We did Saw. I'm here with
Zachary,
Payson,
Wyatt.
All right. So first off, we got the trivia. So I got 10 questions. Not too difficult, I don't think. So what was the name of the lady who was in the bear trap? Are you ready?
Moderator.
I mean,
go.
I got Joanne.
That's not right.
I put Alyssa Young.
Last name was correct. It is.
Yeah.
It's Amanda.
Amanda.
It's Amanda.
Amanda.
I knew
I
it
had to
was
look
an
it
A.
most of the characters
Yes,
in
Amanda.
Saw,
I knew
I
it was
realized
an A.
their names start with A.
Yeah.
Well, there's an Adam. And there's Amanda. It's the only two I can think of.
I will list.
Then
off
there was
other
Lawrence
names.
or Larry.
I will list off other names later.
All right, question 2. What went down the drain in the very beginning of the movie? It was attached to the light. You don't the light isn't an answer. It was attached to the light.
I kind of want to put sarcastic answers for this, but I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
The water.
No.
My dignity.
All right, Wyatt, what you got?
Is filth, you know.
The key to Adam's chains.
Yeah,
Oh, I wasn't that specific. I just put the key.
keyword.
I
works.
put key to leg chain.
that works.
Key
You
to
like
leg chain. Okay, wait. I do have one thing to bring up. Why didn't they just cut the lock?
Why didn't he just cut his foot?
Because plot armor, but
Well, why
also
didn't they just-
I think he would have thought through that. I think he would have thought through that.
I mean, more
You
than
know,
likely, yes.
but also
Probably a stainless steel lock.
Probably. Next question.
Just saying.
We can
All
talk
right.
about this
Question
later.
3. What was the name of the BBG, the villain, the mastermind? I don't need a last name for this one. What was his first name?
Okay.
It was said.
I have the same problem.
You remember the last name? If you get the last name, you will get the point for this one because the last name works too.
I'll be honest, I don't know.
No, I don't know if I
his
spelled it right.
name.
All right. Well, I'll start on the other end. Zach,
I'm going through my. I put Don.
you were so close.
I put John Kramer.
Is it?
It is
Den?
John Kramer. What is?
Dang
I
it!
put Kramer.
Kramer works. You
I
you
also
get the point.
didn't spell it correctly. I guess
It's
It
J
doesn't
O
matter.
N, not J O Ation.
I knew it was
J-O-N.
three.
J. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care about spelling. You get the point.
I originally put
Payson
Jonathan.
cares.
You were one letter off.
I knew it was something.
See, I
like,
originally put Jonathan.
Yeah.
But
Dang it!
because I remember
Needed this.
somebody saying Jonathan in the movie.
I knew it was.
I
I
something
believe it's
similar.
J O N. All right, number 4.
It's 3 letters. That's all I remember because it's subtitles.
What was Zepp's, the orderly's, what was his reason said in the tape for kidnapping and watching over the game and kidnapping Dr. Gordon's family? Payson, go ahead.
Okay, I put poison in blood.
Yes,
I put slow killing poison in blood.
that works.
Oh, I put toxin in blood that'll kill him in 12 hours if he
Poison toxin, that works.
comply.
Slow acting poison. Number 5.
I think everyone's tied in points, and I'm scared.
No, I missed one.
Yes,
What did-
Yeah, I
everyone
missed
has
one.
missed one.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm not losing so bad.
What did the body, aka John, have in his hands? You need both of them in the beginning of the movie. Both of them.
So it's not 2 points, it's just 1 point.
Just 1 point.
So what does he have in his?
Yes,
Just list one.
because he's laying there and he has one thing in each hand.
Alright,
Now you asked just for one.
No, you need both of them.
I need both of them.
You need both of them because
Okay.
they're both kind of big parts in the
Does it?
the plot.
Hey,
All right, we good? Wyatt.
he had a gun and a tape player.
Yep.
I put empty gun and tape recorder.
Yep.
I
that
just
works.
put gun and recorder.
That's
Would
what I
that
had.
work?
Gun and recorder.
Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna be
nervous
very
because-
specific with the gun.
Yep.
I thought it was.
Halfway done. These aren't too bad. All right. So, the first tape that was so the tape that was played in the beginning, there was a whispered clue at the end of the tape. Do you guys remember what that was? That's
Oh,
next
yes.
question. What
Yes.
was the whispered clue?
In you mean for the second tape because Adam.
Second
was the
tape.
first.
Sorry, second tape.
Do I get points?
Not for that. No.
I
Just the
fixed
tape.
I fixed your whole thing.
What was the whispered clue? All right, go ahead.
SOS.
Uh,
Me?
wait, he's still writing.
I'll go.
Zach.
Follow your heart.
Yes.
I put look in your heart.
Follow your. Yep.
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
But you didn't put quotation marks. But then again, you didn't get it right in the first place, so I'll accept it.
You'll get it. It was the heart. The heart was what I was looking for mainly.
Cut the
Follow
dude
your heart.
open.
Look in the heart. Look for your heart.
What if
Something like that.
plot
So
twist,
do I
what if
not
what if
get
he,
it?
what
Do I
if
get
the
it?
answer was on the dude in the middle? That's that it was carved into his heart.
I mean, they weren't able to get to him.
I mean, they
Yeah,
were.
but, like, that would've been-
You
that
just
would've
had to
been,
cut
like,
off
way-
your foot.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So number 7. What were the last words from the movie?
Game over.
Game over.
I put game over.
Game over.
I mean, it's time to die. Game over.
Game over. There we go.
I've played too many video games.
Those words were
But
used.
no
those words
one
are kind of
except
like.
me had quotation marks. I get bonus points.
That was a good ending.
That was a good ending.
Good ending.
I
Like just game over.
enjoyed it.
All right.
The screaming.
3 left to go. That wasn't a line. That wasn't a word.
It is a word.
No.
You put it.
I
If
should've-
it's a
I
word
should've-
on the square.
That's an onomatopoeia.
I should have put Adam's scream.
I would not. You wouldn't have gotten the answer. You wouldn't have gotten the point.
I'm going at this to
You
win.
could've
I'm not-
What evidence
Yeah,
was
water.
left behind
It was.
that incriminated Dr. Gordon?
Like,
Zach,
'cause I don't.
go ahead.
I don't.
I know it's a pen. All right, but isn't
Pen
it
light.
light?
That's what I was looking
Okay.
for. Pen light.
Okay.
I was gonna put like one of those signature pens that you see with
Pen.
with his fingerprints or whatever. They had his fingerprints on it because that's how they found him. It also one of his signature pens. I'm assuming.
Signature pens.
What the heck
Yeah.
is a signature pen, my dude?
You know, like when you have one of those
It's-
pens that have like your
company
name of your
names.
company name. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I know what you mean.
It wasn't one of those. It wasn't a writing pen. There was no writing on for it. It was a doctor's pen,
Pen
light.
light. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a white pen light.
That sure, yeah, white pen light.
You
All
beat
right.
me
I
this
don't
time.
want to lose. Okay?
You beat me this time.
So if someone wrote pen, that wouldn't have counted because it doesn't write
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, okay, I see
I
what
get
you
that.
mean.
Yep.
I see
I
what
get
you
that.
mean.
2 more. There was multiple characters that you saw in the traps, with one exception. What was one? You can name any of them. What was one of their vices? What was one of the reasons they were put in the trap? Because they all had a reason that they were gone after. I only need one. You could have gone Amanda's, the dude in the razor wire. You could have gotten the guy with the
Done.
flammable substance. Lawrence, Adam.
I still got it.
Well, Adam was just.
He has a slight reason. It's very
Adams is
Mediocre.
a slight reason, but the main reason is because he was there during the kidnapping.
He dated a feminist. All right.
No.
vegan punk girlfriend. That's right. She broke up with me because I was too angry. That was funny. All right. What?
Well, there was the fat dude in razor wire. It was like.
What was his vice?
It was like suicide for attention.
Yep, self-harm.
Ah,
But
that's
also
it.
there was
Attention-seeking.
there was Amanda for she was a drug addict.
Yes.
Well, there
point.
goes my answer.
Drug
That's
addict.
mine
yeah.
too.
Drug addict. That works. All right, last
It's
question.
not a face mask.
This is a throwaway one.
I love
Okay.
how you
What was
didn't
your
answer that one.
favorite trap from that you saw in the movie?
What was my
That's the
favorite
question.
trap?
That's the question. What was your favorite trap?
What was your favorite trap? What
No,
was
no,
mine?
not mine. What was
Oh.
y'all's favorite trap?
Well, I know what yours is. Can I put that too?
I mean, what's your favorite trap? That's the question.
That's the
This is
same.
a throwaway question. I'm sorry.
Of course, it's a throwaway
Yeah,
question.
so what was your guys' favorite trap?
How many questions are there?
There's
10.
so many
This is
good
10.
ones.
All right, what is your answers?
Oh, mine was the bear trap.
Bear trap.
Mine was the flaming glass where he had the candle on the table.
Yep. What was yours?
I
He already
reversed
said
bear
it.
trap.
Reverse bear trap. All right. Cool. So what are the tallies?
I have 9.
9 out of 10.
I got 9.
9 out of
I
10.
got 8.
Ah.
Yes!
I missed
He's
that pen one.
lost. Oh my god.
The pen
I
one.
missed the pen one. Otherwise,
All
we would
right.
all time.
Holy
So
crap,
this is a
he's
historic
lost.
moment. This is I think the 6th episode. 7, 6, 6.
6 or
It
7.
would have to be 7.
This
because
is
Now-
6 or 7.
This
7.
will not happen for another
Another
365 days.
Oh yeah, it's
But
gonna be. It's gonna
we
be. a
will mark
while.
this down in the
So-
history books. Payson lost on what day is this?
August
August
8th.
8th
Alrighty. On the horror movie.
on a Saturday.
He was being too much of a detective to figure out the movie.
It
Alrighty
just
then.
like
Lost on
taps.
8-8.
Just like taps.
He lost on 8-8 with 8 points.
Oh my god, no.
Just like Detective Taps.
You better watch out on the new Saw.
Alright, so yeah, well.
I'm scared now.
Alright.
I'm really
So.
excited you did that.
Good work.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna now to the movie talk.
Yeah.
So horror movies. Out of the whole franchise, the Saw movie is definitely the first one. Is definitely kind of the most mediocre, the simplest plot, the least gory traps, low level of complexity compared to the others. What did you guys think? As far as like a horror movie.
Well, I mean, like I'm not a fan of horror movies in general. So, but I mean, like it wasn't bad.
No, it's not.
The twists and turns. No offense, like they seemed kind of basic.
Yeah, this was a very low budget
But, like-
film. This wasn't a highly expected film. It just kind of came out of nowhere. with a very low budget, as you could tell from some of the editing.
Yeah, and some of the props they used too.
Yeah.
But honestly, it worked.
It worked.
For the movie.
And then they came out with another movie every single year for like 7 years.
Which,
so it was kind of like
baffles me.
Sharknado.
Yeah. But then the production value went up because people
Yeah.
really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie.
Me too, yeah.
It was it was really good. I will say I was expecting more because I've seen clips from other Saw movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I was surprised to only see the really only gory part was him cutting off his foot. Or I guess you could say, if you wanted to, when
The death.
Skips
Sing.
got his head shot off with a shotgun.
Yeah. It's
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so when they were
I didn't.
That should've been a question.
I was not even looking at that point.
How
What
did Sing die?
What detective got their head shot?
No,
shot
and
off?
see, at that point, I wasn't looking because I knew something was gonna happen, so I was just like, nah.
So
Not
Kramer
gonna-
was running.
How
John,
many times was Jigsaw shot?
Okay. Now,
In the movie.
how he got shot multiple times.
He had a bulletproof vest, I'm assuming.
He
Bulletproof
got
vest
shot
or-
in the leg
True.
once
Oh, yeah,
or
no,
twice.
don't get shot.
You
Do it.
talking about Jigsaw? Or are you
Jigsaw,
talking
yes, Jigsaw.
About... Okay.
So, where did he go to get this patched up?
Probably that
I mean,
same,
okay.
Probably that same hospital. All he has to do is just take it all off.
Well, wait,
Well, yes,
but like, isn't
the question is then, where you have to file a police report because he got shot.
but no. I mean, like, okay, this isn't in the first movie, but isn't his wife like some sort of like doctor?
Okay, so what happened?
Because if she is, then technically she probably would.
No,
Yes,
they're split.
but-
They were split.
But
they were
she
split at that
she
point?
also
Okay.
didn't know anything about this at this point.
At
No.
this point. At
Yeah,
this point.
at
Oh,
this point.
So if Payson, if you had gone to watch the like extended, they went and watched like an extended timeline. I wasn't gonna include anything in the questions. Essentially, he and his wife was like a nurse, or a resident or something, worked in the hospital.
No, she worked with people getting drug
addiction,
addiction
helping with
and
addictions.
getting people
Okay.
off addictions and everything.
She was pregnant. This whole game kind of started when a drug addict tried to break into the hospital and slammed a door against her stomach, killing the baby. And just kind of the relationship started going apart after that, and they split. Then John was diagnosed with cancer, and he's like, wow, this is crap. And then he kind of just slowly went down depression and then tried to kill himself in a car accident. He survived. He had a metal bar stuck, and he pulled it out, and he was like, I'm alive. And then that's kind of where his like philosophy came out.
He
That
got
were,
the appreciation of life.
yeah.
From.
So he started trying to rehabilitate
baffles
people.
me. How
In the most weird way.
That's what I
how
said.
does this man live from? Like, where did he go to get this
He's
fixed?
immortal.
Get what fixed?
He had a
was
metal
impaled.
pipe in his stomach.
So he pulled it out, and of course an ambulance came. This was before any of like the Jigsaw things
but
happened.
the first thing, he pulled it out. He had internal bleeding.
Yeah, and it could have like
It's a flashback.
I just
It was a pipe,
But, like,
so
see,
some of it is
maybe
in
it
the
was all
pipe.
that's what I'm saying. Like
I
there
don't
was
know.
like that plot hole where like he got impaled. It's
Maybe all
gonna
these
rip
people are
through your
dead and they're in a
intestines
messed
and
up
everything.
hell.
Also, Lawrence
you
cut
go.
off his foot.
No.
There's a major
Payson-
artery
Payson-
going down.
Payson just explained it
he
perfectly.
Did tourniquet.
Payson just explained it perfectly. They're all in hell, and this isn't their punishment.
Jigsaw
Yeah.
Satan.
Yeah. So he starts rehabilitating people. He kind of starts with the drug addict guy that killed his wife. You find out that the reason he went after Amanda was not because she was a drug addict, but because she was the one who convinced the guy to break into the hospital. So she was part of the reason his son died. And it just kind of delved down there. He tried to have his insurance cover an experimental procedure that could potentially cure him, but because Dr. Gordon didn't list it as a possibility, his insurance wouldn't cover it. And the insurance guy was a sleazebag, so he's in another game. So that's why he doesn't like Dr. Gordon.
Adam
yeah.
was kind of just like thrown.
Adam
in
was just
there.
there. He was silent. Same with Zepp. There was no like vice that I could tell that he had.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Zepp, because Zepp was genuinely nice to
Okay,
him.
we don't know how long Zepp had been under the influence of that game yet.
Yeah.
In
So he
theory,
could've-
it was only a few hours because it mentioned it was a 12-hour
Spam.
thing. So yeah,
So he could have just got the recording when
yeah. I mean, like he wasn't like he was helping Kramer.
I know.
He was more of like he was in his own game, but like for what reason? Because every other person there was like a reason. Zepp was kind of just there because he was close enough to the doctor and everything. I
Yeah.
feel.
I wish it kind of explained why Zepp, like what was his.
And Adam really like again with like what Andrew was saying. Adam was kind of just there as well.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Adam.
kinda sad.
The whole reason Adam.
Plus, he got the
was
short
there-
end of the stick. He died. He was the one who died in the trap
Yeah,
at the end.
Didn't
and
Zepp
Adam
die too? Yeah, Zepp and Adam.
Zepp died. Zepp and Adam died, and
Yeah.
both of them were more innocent than Lawrence was.
Now.
Wait, both of them died?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they both
so
died in the room.
Zepp came in and he took the toilet seat and went.
I know how Zepp died. I'm saying
Adam just like
So
he
you don't
was-
find this out in this movie, but
Yeah.
in the other movies you actually see the skeleton. Yeah, he
Well,
was
no.
he was locked in there. Game over. He's dead.
Well, no, didn't in one
Died.
of the other movies they find him when he was like really malnourished and everything? He wasn't
No, that
entirely
was
dead yet.
That wasn't him.
someone
That was
else.
Oh, that
Gordon.
wasn't him?
That was Dr. Gordon.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
So yeah, what happens later on? It's he starts getting disciples. Amanda becomes one of his proteges.
Yeah, he gets more psychopaths.
A detective becomes one of his proteges, and then Dr. Lawrence becomes one of his more closer ones. Like, he finds him in there, he nurses him back to health, and then Dr. Gordon starts helping him.
Oh yeah,
with all his traps.
even after Kramer's dead, Kramer already has games.
Kramer
set up.
dies in like 3.
Yeah,
Episode
and
number 3.
even to after that, there are things that he has set up still that are still in play that even his disciples can't really get around.
Because Amanda turns vengeful and she starts thinking like, oh, these traps don't work. They don't actually reform people. So she starts making the traps impossible to escape. There's no chance of survival. And he's like, that's not right. That's not how we do this. That's not reform. There's no chance of survival. So he sets up a trap for her. It's so complex. There's a detective who set up a trap for someone who he thought didn't deserve justice and made it inescapable. Because he was a detective, he was like, "Oh, it was Jigsaw," and then
He
John Kramer
slowly-
actually found out, and he
went
kidnapped him, put him in a test, and also blackmailed him, and was like, "You got to help me with my stuff now." But then he slowly was like, "Okay, now I want to help you with your stuff," and so he became one of the masterminds. He became one of the
Stockholm
cooler
syndrome.
ones. He became one of the cooler ones. His wife, Kramer's wife, eventually started coming into the games as
She's
well.
the one that kidnapped Adam, Kramer's wife.
No.
No?
That
No.
was
Oh,
Amanda.
that was
Amanda.
Amanda. I thought it was
Yeah.
Kramer's
It was
wife.
Amanda.
Never
Now,
mind.
The
I
pig
wanna-
mask. Again, this is all revealed in like episode 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
This is-
long is it from when Taps accuses Dr. Gordon of being Jigsaw?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Okay.
Because
So
he was
she
like, that was
become-
3 weeks ago.
She becomes a disciple in 3 weeks.
Well, no, I think she was already a disciple because you remember what she
She was
said
already
in
a
the
disciple.
interview?
She was already a disciple.
She said, he helped me.
She was already a disciple.
So she was a disciple before
Yeah.
she was even put in the game?
No,
No,
that
no.
game took place.
No, I would think
Before
right after the
he
game,
got
she's-
accused.
I would think right after the game. when
Yes,
he went
but
to go
right
see her.
after. Like a day or so after he was accused, right?
No.
No, that game didn't happen a day or so after.
Oh.
They brought
She's
in a
been
new
out of
testimony.
the game. She's just
Oh,
She's been out of the
like,
game. Yeah, that was an act. That was an act she put up.
Okay.
because she mentioned she was like, he helped me. That was
Well, yeah.
all. That's like I think that's all she said to them, right?
No.
After telling the testimony.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
telling testimony.
Yep. So
yeah.
it's so cool. Not the killing, but like the intricacies in the plot. It's so cool. My personal favorite trap, which isn't in this movie, sadly. I think it's in 6. Essentially, a detective is after Detective Hoffman, which is one of the proteges, Hoffman. And there's one room in a glass box that has glass shards in the box all along the back of it. And basically, the only thing you're told is get in the box with all the glass shards, and that's the only way you'll live. And the real detective's like, no way, and they fight. And the fake detective gets put in the box, and it closes and locks, and the box basically lowers into the ground as Detective Hoffman is just kind of like sitting there smirking at the guy as the room just closes in on him as the box lowers into the ground.
Because isn't Hoffman a disciple at that point? So he
Yes.
understands, like, you just do what you're told.
Yes, it's so complex. It's my favorite horror series, horror movie series. Not my favorite horror movies, but the series itself is up there.
I had a hard time like keeping up with it when we were watching the extended thing.
Well, yeah, but that was at like 1.5 speed. I'll show it to you so you get the whole thing. So yeah, it's real good.
It
A
is.
lot of things that a lot of fans think is if you were in one of those games, do you think you make it out?
No,
It.
I'd find the quickest way to kill myself. Because
Oh, I would have shot at him.
Huh?
I would have shot at him. I don't care.
Oh yeah, no.
I've been like, die. You're dead.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean,
I would have shot at him.
Yeah,
I mean,
more
it
than
was-
likely, Adam would have died a lot faster.
But then at that point,
especially,
he would,
especially 100% after
Finding out that he
Adam was
stalking
hiding
him.
the picture.
He was stalking him.
Well, not. I'm talking before that. When Dr. Gordon found out he was hiding the picture of his wife and daughter
Mhm.
tied up, I would have 100%
And didn't-
shot Adam then.
Yeah, if once he found out that he was hiding the picture and he knew what the next step was, because it didn't mention like the next step, like how to find the X or whatever, like the light.
So on the back of the picture was like something about seeing in the dark.
Yeah. So basically, he had an extra clue that Gordon didn't,
Yes, and that's how he
and
knew to turn
Gordon
on
had
lights.
a time. He had a deadline.
Yes.
6:00. Adam didn't. Literally, this entire thing, Adam was kind of just there for the ride.
Yeah. Now, my
So-
one question is:
Yeah, at that point, I
Was-
would have just straight shot him.
was the blood on the ground actually
Probably.
toxic?
It
Probably.
probably was.
Probably.
Yeah, he was giving him multiple ways to kill him.
Okay.
But also,
Um,
wouldn't he have had to have cut his foot off anyway to get to the gun?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, because like Adam used his shirt to get the tape.
He also, I mean, technically, he also had a button-up shirt. He could have taken that off,
That's
tied
what
his
I'm- that's what I'm
wallet
saying.
to it,
That's-
and gotten
see,
it.
that's why I didn't understand.
Well, he had the
why he
box.
cut his foot off at that point. Because you literally could have just gotten it.
Oh, that was complete despair.
He went a bit too psychotic, a bit too quickly.
After hearing
Yeah.
the gunfight that went on in his house with his wife and kid,
Yeah.
and not knowing any context of what was actually going
Well,
on.
first off, he
Oh, of
could have
course.
100% reached the phone if he flipped the box over.
Oh yeah, no. If you flip, yeah. Again, if he flipped the box over,
I think it's revealed that John Kramer had like a depressant in his system that like lowered his heart rate, basically paralyzed him for an extended amount of time until
Probably
like
pufferfish
6.
toxin.
Huh?
So there's a way, and a lot of this was mostly in like Africa, like in like the 1800s. They found a toxin in pufferfish.
Mhm.
That's one reason why you can't eat pufferfish, or you have to get it professionally done, is because they have a toxin in them that kills you. But if you do it in small enough doses, it drops your heart rate so low that I think it's like every 5 minutes you'll have a heartbeat, and the heartbeat is undetectable because it's so low.
That's cool.
And what they would do is they would give these people the pufferfish toxin and like a ceremony thing,
Mm-hmm.
bury them for hours, and since your heart's not beating as much, you're not actually breathing because
You don't need oxygen.
and you're underground, and so basically it gives lack of oxygen to the brain
Mhm.
and lack of blood flow, so your brain starts like killing itself, but you're not dead.
Yeah.
So when your body finally processes all of the toxin, your heart rate goes back up and you basically can get out of it.
Okay.
But they put them in the ground for so long, lack of oxygen, they basically made a zombie. Where their brain is so broken and like
That they're not
dead, you can still tell them to do something and they can do it. They can do minor tasks,
there. Mm-hmm.
but they can't think for themselves anymore because they're
That's insane.
and they basically that's how they would do that in rituals like witch doctors and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And also in the movie John Carter,
Mm-hmm.
that's the stuff he used to trick the doctor into thinking he's dead, to put him in the tomb that he can only open from the inside so he can go back to Mars.
That's cool.
They used the pufferfish toxin.
Oh, cool.
So that might have been, so that can make sense. Like if
Yeah.
he can get his hands on it and uses the right dosage, and he knows how much to use for extended amount of time.
I'm fairly
It can make sense.
certain he could get his hands on
Well, yeah,
it.
no, definitely. But all the other stuff that he got, yeah, of course he can get his hands on it.
There's other. This one, like, maybe you can look. There's other ones that I think, I don't know if I could have done. There's one where it's like 5 people in a house. And they all,
Oh,
each
yeah.
room is another test. And so far in each room, someone dies because they're not able to like commit. And when you get to the last room, you kind of find out that everyone could have survived, making the last test easier, because the last test is you need to put a certain amount, give a certain amount of blood to exit the room, because there's a table with 5 rotating saws and a hole for your hand or your arm, and there's only 2 people left, so they have to give a ton of blood into both of them to escape. But if all 5 of them, they would not have had to give nearly as much. But just stuff like that, just like I don't know if I could have put my hand on a rotating saw.
Nope.
To give blood.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't do that.
It's insane. And there's another one where we have to cut body parts. Like, this lady cut her whole arm off because you needed to donate a certain amount of body parts, essentially. The scale had to be weighed, and it was her versus someone else. And she was just like, I'm not dying, and just cut her whole arm off and stuck it in and outweighed the other guys by a lot and killed him, and she escaped. It's just insane.
See, the thing is, like, with a lot of his tests, they're to the extreme.
You have to really want to live.
You have to really want to live, but at the same time, you're not going to be anywhere near the same afterwards.
No.
Because you've basically mutilated yourself so much. Like the one with the...
physically and mentally.
Yeah, like the fat guy with the razor wire.
He had 2 hours. I feel like if you went slow and calm and collected, that would have been like, you would have come out with cuts and nicks and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But if you were very slow and methodic about it, he could have gotten out. In 2 hours, he could have gotten out. It wasn't a huge thing. It was just a lot.
Yeah, that one he could have gotten out.
So he,
but I feel like...
what was his thing?
So he self-harmed for attention. His thing was he would cut himself, but it wouldn't be like, I want to die, I'm depressed, I'm trying to kill myself. It would be like, people are going to see this and take pity on me.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, but what was his punishment?
He was in a cage where the exit was covered by a massive razor wire,
and the
door was open.
And Kramer did say there is a path out.
Yeah, but you got to find it.
You just have to figure out there is a path to get out, and you with the least amount of damage that you can do to your body, but you have to find it, and it's a maze of razor wire, and the door to the basement was set on a 2-hour timer.
Closed at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Which was true. It did close at 3 o'clock. It was unlocked until then.
And so he had to find his way out.
He just panicked and charged. Just emaciated himself.
Yeah.
So I think as a last kind of mention, the reverse bear trap is kind of an iconic symbol of these movies. And you do not find out what it actually looks like until movie number 7. Funny enough, it gets used on his wife with no escape. That was like a punishment sort of thing instead of a actual test. Hoffman, one of the other proteges, actually gets a newer one put on his face that shouldn't have an escape. He's in a chair and he actually escaped, and he shoves his head into a window that has metal bars because he's like in a prison. And right as it opens, the metal bars stop it, so it does like kind of like tear his lips a little bit. And then he has to rip his mouth out of it, so it definitely like scars him real bad. But he lives. That dude had grit.
Yeah, I think
you
that
don't
I
see
saw
that.
Hoffman. He was like
Hoffman's cool. I'll show you videos. Hoffman's cool.
Hoffman, but also, I feel like Hoffman was more insane than Kramer, because you can't tell me that Kramer was not sane.
He had a twisted ideology.
He had to. There had to have been some underlying like.
Hoffman was insane.
Hoffman was legitimately insane.
Kramer,
I feel like was insane.
Kramer didn't want to kill people. He wanted to reform people, but he didn't care if they died in the process. And the puzzle piece.
Because he never actually technically killed him.
No,
right?
The puzzle piece that you later find out, he doesn't like being called the Jigsaw Killer, because they're misinterpreting what it means. The puzzle piece is essentially his way of saying that this person was missing a fundamental piece of themselves, which was the instinct for survival.
Yeah.
And that's what it was.
You're taking life for granted.
Yes. So that was the piece of themselves that they were missing, the desire to live.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that I think is funny is he's the one who attempted to kill himself, and it was just by chance that he survived, while he's physically putting
Yeah.
people into
Mhm.
these situations.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, but it's completely different.
Yeah, but the people he's putting
Because
into
he's
them,
self-inflicting the pain on himself
Yeah.
because he wants to.
Yeah.
yeah.
While the others, you can't say they are because they want to,
No, yeah.
but it's
But
under
the
a
other people
different
that he chose, it was
circumstance.
because of a specific reason.
Yeah.
Except for Adam and Zeb.
Yeah.
Those two were kind of just like, oh, you're there.
Now,
The other movies are much more, a little bit thought out,
Yeah.
and their plot holes are covered a little bit more.
okay. Now,
Um,
next question: why exactly the pig mask?
Oh, that was just a mask. There was no reason for that. It was just a mask. Scary
Yeah, but
mask.
they're always dressed the same, in the same red cloak.
Robes are expensive. He just when he's like, I'm gonna look cool. I'm gonna buy one. I don't know.
It's like
again,
Deadpool.
there's just
If you
a
get
reason.
hurt, no one can see the blood.
Yeah. He was able
There
to
you
build
go.
all those because he was an engineer. You're gonna be an engineer, right?
Yeah.
Don't.
You're gonna be an engineer, right?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna have to keep our eye on you. If something happens, you might be able to build these.
I'm an
Um,
engineer.
We're gonna have to keep an eye on you.
Mechanical, so it's not.
Oh, that's especially.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that was Saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, I had an alternative punishment
Mm-hmm.
because for my thing, I don't want punishments to be like a suffering thing. I want them to be like fun,
No, that's
but
not-
like
that's not
reluctant enough.
suffering.
Hold on, reluctant enough. Where you're like, I don't want to lose, but I don't want them to be embarrassing and such. So the second punishment I had in mind was that you have to drink the movie's toilet water. And by toilet water, remember when he stuck his hand in the toilet?
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're going to go and get some water from the toilet. I'm saying I'm going to crush up a chocolate bar and mix it with water. And you have to take a couple sips of that.
That still sounds horrible.
So it's toilet water.
I would still rather shave.
So I'm
a
going to
part
give you
of
the
my
choice
body.
of that.
Alright.
What? Okay. Before we end it off, Payson,
Uh-huh.
what do you think you would choose?
For what?
Your punishment, or do you need some more time to
I need
think?
some more time.
That works.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be as bad as you guys think.
No.
All right. Is it okay?
'Cause it smells like
how's
hot
the
chocolate.
consistency right now?
I had to put chocolate sauce in it.
Oh,
You did?
Yeah, because the other ones weren't stirring. They weren't dissolving. They were
Okay.
they hardened and stayed.
Well, that's why I recommend or
Yeah, that
ask.
explains the outer edges of the cup.
Let me see the
why-
cup.
Yes.
yeah,
That's
no,
actually the melted chocolate
Okay.
that hardened.
Yeah, no, Payson,
I know.
switch it around a little bit so you might be able to dislodge a chunk.
I can feel the chunks.
Can you feel them moving around?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No. They're staying still. I can just feel them because I'm one with the force.
Piss off.
Hey, when a stupid ginger asks a stupid question.
Why'd you have to bring the ginger part into it?
All right, let's drink. Let's drink the drink.
To the leprechauns.
Drink it, Payson.
No.
Oh, my bad.
No, get it right.
Whatever you say, Smurf.
Ooh, that's it.
blue.
He
Drink
could
your
be.
drink.
He
He
could
didn't
be
drink it.
blue.
Drink.
All right.
I like his face. It's just like, this ain't bad.
So how is it?
It's like chocolate and water. That's the best way to swear it.
Alrighty then. So that's it for Saw. Next week is
Oh yes. Next week is my choice, and I think I've decided on my movie. I'm gonna say it now before I change my mind. I think we're going to be watching Goonies.
hey. There we go.
It is by far one of my favorite childhood movies. So
That's-
I really hope you
Yeah.
enjoy it.
All right. Well, thanks for playing this game with us this week, and we'll see you next week.
And luckily,
See ya.
we all made it out alive.